I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. I'm Andrew Pisano, along with my brother Joe Pisano and Aaron Rosa.
I'll tell you, this episode of Dark Side of the Ring wasn't as funny, but better than I thought. I didn't know really much about Tony Atlas.
Yeah,
he was around when I was a kid, and he was he's like a baby face, all these muscles. He's a great face in wrestling. But I didn't know much about him. I thought they were just going to ask him random questions and he would answer them.
Well, they kind of did.
A little bit,
It couldn't be 60 full minutes of just one-liners from Tony Atlas.
I bet it could have been.
I bet.
But they made it more about his life, and I thought it was endearing. I thought it was nice.
Can you imagine the shit they cut out of this episode?
Well, make another episode then.
Right.
I wish they would have asked him just once, okay, so in the Mr. McMahon documentary, you mentioned how Pat Patterson was touching everyone's peckers. How did no one follow up? How did the Mr. McMahon people not follow up with that? So hold on a second, Tony. Pat Patterson touched your pecker?
Let's go back.
And then what happened?
Right.
Right.
Well,
did you just let it happen?
I guess they didn't want to go down that road, or they couldn't. But he kept saying things like, because I like the money. I like why did you put up with this? I like the money, right?
Right.
So there was, I don't know, maybe they were like, well, he'll just say the same thing.
I mean, that's Hollywood, right?
He's not under any kind of Legends contract or anything like that with them, is he?
I don't think so.
I couldn't imagine
Currently,
because
no.
what is he going to do?
Because that's probably why he's letting fly with all these crazy things he says. He can't be under contract.
At one point he was, because you saw how he was in that Legends show 10 years ago when the network started. So I imagine he was back then and all that, but
they put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's why in the McMahon documentary, he was the best one. He was the only one that really just said whatever the fuck he wanted. It was great.
A lot of these Legends deals are really just pension plans, you don't see these guys
very rarely.
What does it cover Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Bret Hart has a Legends deal, said if we want you to come to the Hall of Fame, you have to because we're paying you.
Yeah.
How much are these Legends deals? $50,000 a year? Can't be much. They're a $1 billion corporation, but if they're like, hey, if we get everyone in a Legends deal, then they can't show up anywhere and bash us. That's probably worth $50,000.
Well, but also it's got to cover the amount that they could make elsewhere. Because AEW had Bret Hart. I think it also depends on who they are, right?
Yeah, Bret Hart might make a little bit more than Tony Atlas. Sure,
Stone Cold probably has the biggest one. He still sells merch through them and everything.
Right.
Stone Cold probably still clears $1 million in WWE.
That would be insane.
With merch sales.
That would be insane.
I think so.
He's still one of the top sellers.
He's still one of the top merch guys.
I get that, but do you think for everyone that continues? Name a shirt that they sell where the guy's not there anymore outside of Stone Cold. Can you think of
Macho Man?
Macho Man.
Yeah.
You think a cut goes to his family?
Yeah.
Do you think they have to do that?
Yes.
You don't think they paid for his likeness?
No.
Interesting.
No. They do that.
Yeah.
I know for a fact they do it. I mean, they still give the Bray Wyatt money to his JoJo and all that.
But that I get because he just passed away. But
someone's got to own it. I mean, they're all dead though now with Macho Man, so I don't know
That's
who
what I'm
his
asking,
next of kin is. Because his brother's dead too now. His parents are dead.
He didn't have any
So
kids.
who knows? I don't think he
Little
ever. No, he
machos?
never had kids. No.
The wife that he had when he died, I think, is still alive, right?
Oh yeah, so it probably goes to her. Yeah, there you go. We're gonna break down Dark Side of the Ring, Tony Atlas. Too Much Too Soon, I think was the title.
Yes,
that was very accurate.
Great name.
But before we get to that, we have to thank a new Patreon, new patron. So thank you to Britt for signing up. You can go to patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. You can get the main show, this one ad-free before it comes out publicly. We also are, we just finished season 1 of Daredevil Born Again.
Oh, yeah.
That was a very up and down show, some good, some bad, but excited for season 2.
Ended strong.
Ended very strong. Yes, that's true. So go check that out. And this week we're going to be starting The Last of Us season 2.
Damn right.
Very excited to start that. I've read some up and down reviews about it that, so far it's not as good, but really there's only been 1 or 2 episodes that have come out so far.
Have any of us watched any of it yet?
Still
not
haven't.
yet. No.
I've been holding off until right before we record.
Yeah, I always like to, that's just how it works for me. I want to watch it as late as possible just so that it's as fresh in my mind, as it can be. So. There you go. Patreon.com/what's wrong with no, not what's wrong with wrestling. Hollywood Hogwash.
Heyo.
Yeah.
It's WrestleMania weekend.
I mean, we've got
We
that
have
one
that
as well.
one as well, right.
Yes. Yeah.
On
if
the
you want to
Mania
wrestle.
weekend, man. You know?
Exactly.
What is it? 4 shows in 3 days for between the 2 podcasts. So busy.
This week, this is like 8 podcasts total. So it's
Is it
just
right?
It's an insane week.
Crazy.
All right, Dark Side of the Ring, Tony Atlas. We open with Ricky Steamboat calling him the Black Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was a strong opening line from the Dragon.
He was huge. He was ripped.
Oh my god,
He looked the part.
Holy crap.
There was
Like,
one. There was one point where he was like, "This is my senior photo when I was 19." And he was like, "You look 40 there. Like you look like Mr. Olympia there."
Right.
It's nuts.
I had seen some of his, WWE, that era stuff, but some of his earlier bodybuilding shit. Wow. He did look like Arnold. He's huge.
He could have played the Incredible Hulk if they needed,
Sure.
Lou Ferrigno was too busy.
Right.
He was also a huge inspiration to Mark Henry, which we, come to find during this episode. They showed a clip of Tony Atlas press slamming the incredible Hulk Hogan.
Holy shit.
In Madison Square Garden in 1981, and he even beat him because that was before Hulkamania really took off.
Dude held him up there.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
It's very impressive. Hulk is pushing, I'm sure, and helping a little bit, but just he's a big dude. So
And Jerry Briscoe with the, kayfabe wrestling weight. He's like, Hulk Hogan was 350 pounds there. And he was like, no, he wasn't.
Yeah.
But,
No, sure he
like,
was.
still, he was a big guy. And
right.
yeah, it's funny how they always just go, it's like, Hogan's, 6'8", 385 pounds. And it's like they just exaggerate so much.
Who did they say recently was like 6'10" that we were listening or doing a podcast? And like 6'10", like the debut of somebody, and I'm just like, no, this guy was like 6'3".
No, I think these guys they're so used to doing it. I think they just believe that's what it is.
Sure.
Like with the whole 93,000 people at WrestleMania 3 and all that.
Now that he's fallen out of favor, they're going to start saying he was 400.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean,
He was 400 pounds.
they brought him back. They brought Hogan out for Saturday night's main event. He got booed. I imagine he would have done something at WrestleMania this year if they didn't boo the shit out of him.
It was just the politics, brother.
Yeah.
Not the fact that you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
God.
So Atlas says when he was a kid, a man walked by them with him and his mom, and he slapped her on the ass, and she knocked him out with one punch.
Boom.
And that's how she taught him to
One
defend
tough lady.
himself.
One tough lady.
Yeah.
Damn.
Imagine what she looked like.
Well,
And then Atlas said his dad would pay him to fight grown men in order to win gambling money. So not the best, male role
Papa
model.
Bear. No.
damn. Can you fucking imagine? Your dad brings you out there, throws you out in a street corner. He says, "You better fucking win. I'm gonna light you up when we get home." Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Maybe he beat him up worse. Maybe that wasn't as bad. Doesn't hurt mentally as much getting hit by a stranger.
Yeah, it was like Michael Jackson's father. Sing better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fucked up shit. You can see why this guy likes women walking on his face, I guess. Jesus. But so one day Atlas was walking with a girl that he liked, and then he's like, "Well, I didn't really like her. I just liked her tennis shoes."
He doesn't have a foot fetish. He has a shoe fetish.
Yeah,
It's a shoe fetish.
it's a shoe fetish,
It's weird.
but it's not sexual.
No.
Even though it has to be women.
Right.
Wasn't there a couple times where it was just bare feet?
I think so.
Wasn't there a shot of two?
No. I think it was all shoes.
I could have sworn there was one or two shots in there of like a barefooted woman doing something to him.
I would know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Not
true.
Maybe Aaron. I mean,
It's not like we have any experts on that in this room.
no.
So he was walking with this woman, and someone pushed him down. He split his head open, and he was like, "I guess that's what started my whole shoe fetish thing," which seems strange, but all right. And his grandma told him to pray, and he prayed to God that he would be big and strong like Hercules. And he was like, it all came true, of course.
The next day, right? He woke up with all these muscles.
Just like Spider-Man. So the producers asked him if he thinks that he suffered brain damage from that, and he said yes. He said he never really got, like any tests done or anything, but
Hell no.
he's pretty sure that happened. And then Tony mentions how, he buys shoes for women to walk on his face. They show a woman stepping on his face with sneakers on. And then we see an old video that we see him wearing a T-shirt that even says "Ladies, walk on my chest," and this is like in the 70s or 80s, Tony Atlas.
Yeah.
He was always so open about it.
Like, even back then, wasn't he wide open about it? Like, everyone was just like, yep, that's his thing.
When you wear a T-shirt that says "Walk on my chest," and then he was like, "They say I suck toes, which I don't. They say I whack off, which I don't.
Well,
then what's it all for?
Come on, man.
What's it all for?
Sure you do.
Just to step on.
But for what?
For the demeaning side of it, I guess. He wants to feel less than. He wants to feel like you walk all over him.
Is this because his father made him fight people for money?
Yeah, probably. It's always based on your parents.
It's fucked up. I just can't understand how it's not a sexual thing.
Yeah.
Like, do you go whack off later then? Or how does, you know what I mean?
The thing,
Do you
though,
come
is,
on the shoes?
like, he's being so open about it. Why would he lie? Like, why would he say
That's
all
why
that and then say, yeah, I do all this shit, but it's not like a sexual thing or anything? Like,
I agree
he's
with
not
you.
embarrassed.
I don't think it's a sexual thing. I think it's weird. I think they just walk on him. He's like, all right, see you later.
That's odd. So then they go to Tony's house and they don't mention it, but there's a standee of china
Yes.
in his fucking kitchen, in his dining room. Like, we have Sean right here, but I mean, you understand that. We are Sean Marks. It's a background for our What's Wrong with Wrestling podcast.
No shoes.
He's got no shoes.
China has the shoes, I'm sure.
I guess. Yeah,
They
it's a
have some nice
full
looking
it's a
shoes.
full China standee. Why?
Yeah.
They never explained that. Did she walk on his face at some point?
Again, they dropped the ball with asking questions. Like, no one's like, hey, Tony, what's...
China. Tell
that
me
over
about
there?
China.
Maybe they did. It's just this, this show can only be 45 minutes.
Sure.
I felt like when we were doing the Vader one, it's like, this could have been a two-parter. Because Darkseid has done two-parters before. The Vader one, like, they skipped around so much that it was like, you could have done a two-parter. What's great is, like, when they re-release these episodes, like 6 months from now, they'll always add, like, a deleted scene. So if you go and watch it again, maybe the next time they'll talk about China. Right. Who knows? Oh, yeah, that's my favorite wrestler. Maybe. I don't know. So, yeah, he entered bodybuilding, and he said he did a 350-pound press at 19 years old, which, I mean, if we saw the photo of him, so that I believe it. Then Ricky and he had... Ricky Steamboat and Tony both were competing in bodybuilding competitions at the same time.
Never knew Ricky did that.
No, me
I know,
either.
Interesting.
Right. Learn that fact.
Yeah, he said something like, yeah, I won Mr. Ohio, and he won Mr. USA. And it was like, yeah, of course.
Ricky was never a big dude.
No.
Not like that big.
No. I think he was just one of those ripped guys.
Yeah.
That you couldn't tell, like not bubbly ripped.
Yeah.
Because there's different weight classes for all that stuff.
Yeah. He kind of looked like every other wrestler at that time, pretty much.
Right.
So David Crockett recruited Tony into wrestling. He quickly becomes Georgia Championship Wrestling's TV champion. And then Tony had Wildfire Tommy Rich as a tag team partner back when wrestling was wrestling.
Wrestling.
That was his big quote. You
guy
can
was
tell
great.
he hates it now. And then Atlas said, many wrestlers back then called him the N-word. He said, like, most territories had one black wrestler, and that was it. But he never said anything because he was making money, and he didn't want to stop making money. He said he made $100,000 his first year, and he didn't know how to handle the success. And again, if that was like in the 70s, $100,000.
Good money.
That's a lot. What is that, 400,000 today? Maybe more. I don't know. But yeah, he said he gave all of his money away. He gave it to friends, spent it on drugs and women. And then he said every night was an orgy. So it's like, well, all right, fair enough, Tony.
I feel like anyone that's gone through any famous person that's had a drug problem in the 80s,
Yeah.
it's all about orgies. I guess, pump some drugs into these ladies and
Yeah.
they have a party. Sounds like fun.
Sounds like fun. Yeah, as long as it's all women, then I'm fine with it. If there's like a bunch of other men in the room, I don't know if I'm gonna, that's gonna be a little much for me.
There was probably some men in
I'm
those
sure there
rooms.
was. That's how orgies work, right? But
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Hell of a jug.
So one night, Tommy Rich drove a car with Tony and referee Nick Patrick.
Yeah, what the fuck was this guy in here for?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't even think they were in wrestling during the same times.
He probably supplied the drugs.
Yeah.
And I guess they were all drunk and drugged up, and Tommy wrecked the car. Tony suffered a broken neck, and the producers asked, was that a wake-up call to your lifestyle? And Tony was just like, nope,
No.
It was Tuesday.
Yeah.
Is wrestling.
Rolled the car like 3 times. I
Car
think he
wrecks
said.
are wrestling? Is wrestling? What?
Oh, yeah. Car wrecks are a huge part of wrestling.
It really is.
How many wrestlers have rolled their cars? So Tony joined the WWF, and they showed him on Vince McMahon's, wannabe Johnny Carson Tonight Show bullshit, whatever that. I still don't know when and where that aired.
Right.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck was that? But yeah, he was a really good artist. He drew Arnold as Conan.
Wow.
It was
Yeah.
very impressive.
It's awesome.
And then Tony teamed up with The Rock's father, Rocky Johnson, to become the first black WWF Tag Team Champions. Really the first black champions in WWF history. Mm-hmm. So that was a huge deal. But Tony says him and Rocky didn't get along because they were both going for the top spot. Tony said Rocky was always trying to get him fired, and Jerry Briscoe said they would yell and scream at each other backstage and then go out and have a great match. And we've heard those stories before of wrestlers hating each other but then having great matches. Brett and Shawn, of course, are like the best example there. And then Tony claims Vince didn't tell them they were losing the tag titles on the night that they lost them. He says Ole Anderson said the world isn't ready for black champions. And he was like, yeah, we only had it for 5 months. And it was like, well, that's kind of how tag team wrestling works.
Right.
That's
Maybe back then there were longer title reigns, but that's kind of how it works. But yeah, a lot of racism. He said Dick Murdoch was a Klansman and was handing out flyers one night. And then he said he invited Tommy to a party, but when he arrived, men in white hoods were pointing a shotgun at Tony in the car. And Tommy was like, get down, Tony. And like they quickly drove away.
Like, what was Murdoch wanted to kill them?
I guess.
Joke's on you. It was a Klan rally.
Yeah. You're dead.
What?
Probably, yeah.
These were jokes back then?
That's how No, I don't think it was a joke.
No.
This is how Klansmen were.
Yeah.
I did some research, and Jim Ross said on his podcast that Dick Murdoch once showed him his KKK membership card.
They give out cards for this?
Oh, of course. Any crazy cult-like thing, they have membership cards, of course.
Keep this in your wallet for everyone to see.
I guess we didn't do our homework on him.
No. Right. I know, right. Where was Jim Ross on this episode?
Oh, my God.
Seriously, that is like the classic JR line.
Yeah.
I guess JR wasn't in the WWF at the time, but yeah. We didn't do our homework. Goddamn. So then Tony said that the coke got to his head, and one night he brought a gun to the show, and like backstage he was just shooting at the ceiling.
Yikes.
He said he wanted everyone to, hurt the same way that he hurt, like feel his pain in a way. And then he said he had the chance to become the first black world heavyweight champion.
This was
Holy
great.
shit.
This is great.
But then one of his ladies called and was like, hey, Tony, why don't you come over and I'll step all over your face? And he was like, all right, first black world heavyweight champion ever, or have this woman step on my face? All right, I'll have her step on my face.
Jim Ross, what do you think about that? Well, I'm not going to say me and Nyla do this, but
Yeah.
me and Nyla do this.
Wasn't the worst decision one could make. So yeah, Vince fired him.
That's it.
He's like, all right, you're gone. Like, I wonder how true this really was. Like, maybe Vince told him, like, was it like it's straight up booked? You're winning the belt tonight. Was it that far?
I doubt it.
doubt
what I
it,
took
right?
from this was, hey, in a few weeks, we're going to make you the champion.
Yeah.
So make sure you're here for that.
Right.
And he's like, nah, I'm leaving.
Because knowing what, how Vince didn't have a black champion for a very long time, like The Rock became the first black champion in 98, but he was half black.
Years later.
And then it wasn't until Kofi in 2019 where it was like the first full 100% black man, was the WWE champion. So hard to imagine that Vince in the 80s was going to make Tony Atlas a champion, but who knows? I don't know. So yeah, Vince fires him. And then they show a clip of like this ugly woman kicking him in the face, punching him in the face while doing an interview.
I thought it was a dude at first.
I'm guessing it was like, I don't know where else that interview could have happened other than Howard Stern. It didn't look like Howard Stern's studios, but like still, like where else would that happen? Maybe he was in K-Rock in the 90s because it looked like an old
Anything
clip.
goes back then, yeah.
It's just fucking crazy.
Like she was kicking his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's because the only way he could get love from his father as a kid was by fighting people.
Yeah.
So yeah, beat me up. So you love me. Yeah. It's a sad story. So yeah, Tony wasn't able to make good money after WWF. He ended up homeless for over a year. He said he became suicidal and would walk in front of cars and even try to get the police to shoot him.
Jesus.
And then he said, like one day it was super cold out and this random woman named Monica saved his life. She was like, you can come sleep in my house. And he did. And they fell in love and got married. What a crazy, insane, great story
She found
for
a
him.
homeless man.
Yeah.
Said, you're going to die. He said, fuck you, bitch. And then
Right.
she came back to marry him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a classic Disney love story.
What an angel.
What an angel.
I mean, I guess she saw those muscles. Like, what is this giant man? Why is he homeless?
You need to come with me.
He's got some muscles. Wow.
Sleep with me tonight.
Yeah. So then in 1990, Vince brought Tony back as Saba Simba.
Who are you?
Simba.
From Lion King.
Dude.
And
Vince loved these type of fucking gimmicks. Like,
Oh.
here he is. It's Steve, the spear chucker.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Fucking
all
insane.
he did back then.
And then he comes out, they're like, it's Saba Simba. But Roddy Piper was on commentary, was like, that's Tony Atlas.
Right. You can't do that.
Piper was great.
Right.
Again, that's like Piper and CM Punk. They're like the same guy. Like that's something Punk would do too.
Piper was Punk
Like they're
before
just
Punk, yeah.
they're always gonna be real. Like Piper's like, I'm not putting up with this bullshit. That's Tony Atlas. I'm not gonna let you bury my friend.
And he's dancing like barefoot, like classic Vince racism moment.
Of course, everyone
my
on this
God.
show shit on Vince for it, except for Tony, who laughed and said, "I was sleeping on a park bench. He could have did whatever he wanted, any gimmick he wanted there, and I would have done it."
Did he ever tag with Kamala with this gimmick?
I don't know. Yeah. So then Tony was later inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2006. Mark Henry says he requested Tony to be his manager, and he was for a while. Tony even wrestled a few times, but he jobbed to guys like Evan Bourne, and then Vince one day released him, and Tony was like, that was another surprise to Tony, where he was like, you can't believe a word out of Vince's mouth.
Yeah, he was like promoting him, and he sends him home, and then he gets the call.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gone.
Tony still made some indie appearances over the years because he said he didn't do a good job saving his money. Classic wrestling story. Then he tells us that his wife had a stroke in 2019. She's been hospitalized ever since. We see Tony visit her at the hospital. It's heartbreaking. She's been there for 6 years.
Yeah.
He said something like, if I'm not at the gym, I'm here. And it's crazy because Tony Atlas is 70. He doesn't look 70. He's still in great shape for a 70-year-old man.
He's looked 45
Yeah.
for around 60 years.
His whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good at first, then it's great later on.
Right. So Tony says, if I was a bit more humble, I could have been the first black world champion, but I was miserable when I had money. I had to have women step on my face.
Well, you're still doing it, buddy, though, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, even after he got married to her, like, I guess she was still cool with women stepping on his face.
I bet she did most of the stepping, right?
Maybe.
She probably did.
But I mean,
some.
there's so many videos. I looked it up. They've been married since 2001. I think they've been together way before then.
Bro code. You got the bro code?
What's that?
He's got to say it's not sexual because he did a documentary. Oh, it's not a sexual thing. It's
not sexual, baby.
I got to go walking on my face. It's a stress relief
Yeah.
thing. Don't worry about it. It's not sexual.
She's my massage therapist.
Got it, bro. Got it. You're good.
Unless it's just like now that she has a stroke, she's like, all right, well, I can't do it anymore. So
If he was here in this room with us, he's like, yeah, they slept on me, they kicked me in the dick, and then they sucked that dick.
yeah, right.
Suck it hard. Got it, Tony. Yes, of course.
Yeah. So that was Tony Atlas, Dark Side of the Ring. Good episode.
It was good.
Yeah.
I like that he's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was one of those episodes where it's like, okay, this was a little rough, but at least he's still fucking alive.
It's just so sad. And we all do it. We all do it. You get a little bit of money in your life, and then you're like, where's all that money I made that one year? And then it's like, shit,
Yep.
should have saved more. But these guys, like, they make a ton of money.
Yep.
And then they just party with it.
just immediate cars and parties.
He said, one other quote he said during the episode was, he was like, you could be rich or live like a king. I chose to live like a king. It's like,
It's
yeah.
true.
if you're rich, you got to hold on to the money and not spend it.
That's what they say. They say millionaires and billionaires drive Honda Civics and don't have fancy clothes and fancy watches.
Oh, they never spend their money. It's all they take out loans and then they never pay back the loans. Like that's what they do. So yeah, Dark Side of the Ring, very good episode, as usual. All right, let's get to the news and rumors, aka the Hollywood Hogwash. A new Fantastic Four trailer dropped. This was a much longer one.
Oh, good.
Let's watch it together right here.
Let's take a look.
Wow, folks, we all know the story. 4 brave astronauts head up into space and come back forever changed.
This car?
Our city, our planet, owe a debt to these intrepid souls.
They're so famous.
While
Apparently
we can
they're the
never
only
repay them,
superheroes
we
in
can
this
certainly
world.
Celebrate them.
Thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic Four!
Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
On the Ed Sullivan Show.
Herbie, how's that sauce looking? Okay.
I still don't get why his
fantastic.
voice isn't more
right.
like, "Rawr,"
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? You're late for dinner.
Yes, we are.
You late?
I just said that.
Are you pregnant?
What? You're gonna be the best mom.
That adds a whole
And
element
you
to
are
this
gonna be
movie.
the best
Yeah.
dad. Just kidding. You are out of your depth. We are gonna be the best uncles ever.
We can do this. Nothing is going to change.
He's like, but I'm 50. Why am I... And you're like 40. What the...
Are you the protectors of this world?
There he is. He is.
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked
Oh.
for death.
It's my fault. I stretched the bounds of space.
It's like the second movie when he flies after Silver
Yeah.
Surfer.
Are we safe? I don't know.
There's not enough time.
I'm not giving up. We will face this together. We will fight it together. As a family. Has to be us.
Who else? He's stretchy, man.
We will protect you.
I like the song.
This part's nuts.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
It's Lizzo. Holy shit.
Whoa, bro.
That's crazy. That's
Who they got.
crazy.
That's who they got.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great trailer. How do you not get pumped about that?
That's a really good trailer.
How do you not get pumped?
The pregnancy thing, that's something they always like to throw in movies as like, oh no, what if, now I'm pregnant, now what do we do?
Now we have to protect our family. Like, you already had a family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird, like we are just meeting these characters, even though this is, the third reboot or whatever. So it is kind of strange to start that way. But essentially it's the same plot from the second Fantastic Four movie.
Which worries
from back
me.
then.
Like, of course, the Silver Surfer has to help them in the end. That's the character arc of the Silver Surfer, kind of.
Well, what I've heard is we're going to see both. We're going to see her, and we're going to see Norrin Rad Silver Surfer.
Yeah, we
Really?
better.
From what I've heard.
Oh,
So-
wow.
Okay, so we're in the year 2025.
It looks just like her, actually.
We're in the year 2025, and this is the best they could do CGI wise for the Silver Surfer.
What are you going to do?
I mean, that looks like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
Definitely do better.
You
Yeah.
could do way better than this. I mean, there's barely anything there. I don't know. I feel like they could have done a better job there.
Yep.
Want
This
those,
is the same company that did Thanos.
You want those tits rendered a little better, Andrew?
Definitely want the tits rendered. I need to
Nice
see
navel.
nipples. Yeah, the navel's not bad. Not bad at all. But yeah, the face. I mean, the face just. I feel like there could be an improvement there.
Yeah.
for sure. So, but yeah, overall good trailer.
Looks solid. I'm excited for it.
comes out in July. Hopefully they could. Hopefully it could be a good Marvel movie because we haven't seen too many lately. Yeah. Speaking of which, in an interview with IGN, Anthony Mackie said he's really excited to get started. Apparently they just started filming Avengers Doomsday.
Oh.
And he claims it's going to give the audience that old Marvel feeling that they always had.
They say that about every movie that comes out now, though.
Yeah.
They said that about Captain America, Brave New World.
I think he means because Robert Downey Jr. is back.
Right.
Because we couldn't carry the banner.
So we've got Thunderbolts, then this.
Yeah.
Then what?
I think then Doomsday.
So that'll be another whole year, at least.
Yeah.
They could probably put it out next summer, right? If they're filming now.
Doomsday is coming out in May. They have the release date.
So May of next year, in 1 year.
Yeah.
Wow. 2026.
Yeah. Let's see real quick.
If the world is still here. Am I right, Aaron? Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. July 25th is Fantastic Four. The next one is Avengers Doomsday, May 1st.
Yeah.
And then,
crazy. It's already a year away.
And then Spider-Man 2 months later. And then, they're going to add some films in between here. Maybe. But after Spider-Man 4, the next one scheduled is not, is Avengers Secret Wars, which is 2027. So.
They have some big fucking work to do because all they've got is Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, and then we're going straight into Doomsday. Like, there's no build up for this movie, it seems like.
It's true.
Right?
Because, the first Avengers movies, they had 5 or 6 films before the...
A bunch of other movies all kind of leading us on that road.
Origin stories. The plan was to do that with Kang, but, then some footage came out and they were like, well, we have to bail on this project. And Robert Downey Jr. is not showing up for anything less than Avengers 5.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. Also, the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer was leaked. Well, really, it was shown. They had a Star Wars day. I think it was in Tokyo. And they played the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer there. And of course, someone filmed it and uploaded it to the internet. Did either of you see it?
I didn't see it, no.
This is a movie that's coming out?
Yeah.
I've seen a couple screenshots on the list of things I never thought in my life I'd see. We knew Sigourney Weaver was going to be in this.
Yeah.
There's a shot of her in the Rebel Alliance X-Wing pilot flight suit. Holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's very action-packed. The opening shot of the trailer is this 30-second long shot of the camera just panning back and the Mandalorian's just shooting a bunch of stormtroopers. It was a very, very cool shot. We don't know who the villain is yet. It comes out next year, 2026. Certainly season 3 of The Mandalorian was no bueno. But if you could put together a good story and make it final this time.
Wrap it up.
They're probably not going to wrap it up, because Grogu is so popular. They're probably not, but hope, you know what I mean? You probably should. You should have wrapped it up season 2. Well, if you could put together a good story for a, good movie, then that's where you should end it.
Well, sure, but Pedro's got to be done with this by this point, right? He's got.
Well,
he's way too big a star with way too many projects.
If he's even gonna be? If his face is gonna be in it? I'm sure because it's a movie, it will be, but it's not like it's gonna be for long, right? He doesn't take off that helmet much.
That's true. I don't think he did even once last season.
No,
it was just all voice work,
which
right?
means it could be just jump in a studio for 2 days.
Exactly.
Here's $20 million. Okay,
that's gonna be most of the work, at least. If not all of it. So
yeah,
that's easy work for him.
Ooh, there's a Rada the Hutt. Played by Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting.
The trailer looks promising, but, a lot of trailers look promising until you go see them. But
Jon Favreau. Yeah.
We'll see.
All right.
Give him the benefit of the doubt because 2 out of 3 seasons were pretty great.
Sure.
Also, more Star Wars news. Ryan Gosling will star in Star Wars Starfighter, which will take place 5 years after the events of Rise of Skywalker, and it's being directed by Sean Levy, the Deadpool and Wolverine director.
Yeah,
interesting.
This is the one we've talked about
5 years
a couple
after
times.
Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
So is she in it?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Because we've heard that they were making a Rey Skywalker movie.
Yeah.
And this is not that. So I don't know if she's going to be in it, which is interesting because like Mandalorian takes place like around the same time. It's like 5 or 8 years after.
Right.
No, I'm sorry. Mandalorian is in between
because Luke
the
was
two.
alive.
Yeah, that's right. Not Rise of Skywalker. It was
between Jedi and
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, it's after Return of the Jedi. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I wish they would just finally make one that doesn't take place at any point in time of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they made 3 of those and they sucked.
No, I mean like that's still kind of that was only like 18, 16 years before, and then
Something totally unrelated.
yeah, like totally unrelated. That's what I'm waiting for.
This is the first Star Wars movie to come out in 7 years.
That's
crazy because it's all been television.
Mandalorian and Grogu,
When
I guess.
it comes out, yeah.
I mean, I think I, like all of us, have gotten a little bit of Star Wars fatigue, but I feel like Sean Levy's earned enough goodwill with us. We need to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, it's Ryan Gosling, and the main character is a starfighter. I mean,
Sure.
he's a pilot. That sounds pretty cool. So yeah, the last one was Rise of Skywalker, then, right, in 2019. Yeah. I mean, that movie sucked balls. So yeah, they needed to wait a while before they make another Star Wars movie. Also, there's going to be a Darth Maul animated series on Disney Plus for anyone that cares. I don't think any of us will check it out, but yeah. And then Vin Diesel took to Instagram last week to beg Universal to announce the release date for the next Fast and Furious film. Diesel wrote, "Universal, please tell the best fans in the world, my family, when the next movie is coming out.
No.
Please."
He's really big on making himself look like a bitch in the public eye. Like between this and like begging The Rock to come back to the Fast franchise.
Or I think he wants to seem like a hero to the fans. Like, look, I'm trying to release the next one.
Sure.
Hey, Rock. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Is that what he's going to say in the movie?
Maybe. The last thing I have, though, is last week, actor Haley Joel Osment was arrested at a California ski resort. He was charged with public intoxication and possession of a controlled substance. Prior to his arrest, this is the fun part.
Oh, boy.
Haley Joel Osment attempted to board a ski lift with his helmet on backward and without skis or a snowboard.
Fun guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for the ride. Like just the ride.
And then the best part, there's body cam footage of the actor calling the cop that arrested him a Nazi.
Well, sure.
He has since publicly apologized.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you're having fun, anybody trying to shut down your fun is a Nazi.
Maybe he was seeing dead people. Maybe he was spooked. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
He can
It's
say that.
crazy because he still looks like he's 12 years old.
Yeah, absolutely, with a beard.
The biggest man-child ever.
Very unsettling.
Yeah. That's all I've got, so take it away.
Okay. Joe, did you have anything?
No.
Okay. Let's see. Coming out this week, Accountant 2. I think it comes out this next week. I am very excited to see this one.
Got to check that out. That should at the very least, that should be fun.
Oh, yeah. All the early buzz we've been hearing has been pretty positive.
It's Daredevil and Punisher teaming up.
It's a Daredevil, yes, and Punisher teaming up, sure.
Of course.
Yeah, but I'm excited about that one. Glenn Powell, he's going to be starring in a new comedy directed by Judd Apatow. They're going to write the script together. It's about a country western star in free fall.
Huh.
When was the last Apatow movie?
I don't know.
It's
I was
been a
going to
little
say,
while,
when
right?
was the last good Apatow movie?
Well, yeah, that's probably the better question.
He kind of fell off the planet after going full woke. So I don't know.
Yeah, he did do that. But he had such a streak. He was on fire.
I think he was one of the people that publicly shit on Dave Chappelle for jokes. It's like, how do you not? You're basically a comedian.
Oh, that's right.
How do you
He
not
did.
understand comedy?
Yeah, there was a Stormy Daniels documentary. Did anyone even see that?
Oh my god! Crashing was great. The Pete Holmes show. He directed that.
Okay.
That was 2017 to 2019.
He produced Please Don't Destroy the Treasure of Foggy Mountain. I heard that was one of the worst movies of all time.
So
wow.
I'm looking at the directing. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is 40, maybe?
This is 40. I never even saw that one, honestly.
It was okay. It wasn't amazing, but it was.
But
it was
didn't you watch?
decent.
I know Joe watched Crashing. You watched Crashing or no?
Which one was that?
Pete Holmes.
He's up and coming comedian.
It's
no.
That's
I didn't see
really
that one.
good. Yeah,
It's excellent.
That's a TV show on Max. But yeah, no, like, yeah, you're right. In terms of, I guess Trainwreck was a success.
Yeah.
That was 2015, though. I mean, it's been a long time.
That's the one with Bill Hader.
Yeah.
And LeBron.
The Amy Schumer one?
Yeah. That was before everyone hated Amy Schumer, so that was still like, at the time, it was enjoyable. Even John Cena was great in it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been off the radar for a while.
He has.
He needs to make a good movie.
Yeah, he does.
You need a win, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's going to be a Pacific Rim prequel series moving forward at Prime Video.
Huh.
This, I know that's not for everybody. It's kind of a niche thing, but I really liked the original. The sequels, maybe not quite as much, but the original was a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
If they could do like a prequel story about the first kaiju that come through,
Sure.
or
That'd be fun.
them developing the Jaeger project, like how they're building these giant robots and everything, that could be a lot of fun.
I still need to see any of those movies.
I would watch only. You would hate the rest of them. Watch just the first one.
Yeah. All right. Maybe I will.
You might still hate that knowing you, but
Maybe I will.
Yeah.
Maybe I will.
The next Godzilla x Kong sequel, Sam Neill's showing up for it.
Please just play your character from Jurassic Park.
Just please.
Just do it.
Just
don't move.
And have
you
him,
can't see it.
Yeah.
Just step
Have him,
on
I was
him.
supposed to say, have him be wrong about everything. Giant lizards can't see you. And Godzilla's like, I can see you. I'm wrong.
He's going to turn himself into another monster and then fight them. Who else could they fight at this point?
There's always you can make any monster.
There was 100 of those old Godzilla movies.
Oh man, they fought
there's
everybody.
A million
I
monsters.
mean, we'll have
they
a
could dig up.
blast. We'll have a blast shitting all over it on this podcast.
Yeah, because they already brought out Gajira, the three-headed guy. He's already beaten him.
That one was fun.
And then Baby Kong.
Will we have a blast though? Because this last one was just boring. It wasn't bad. It was just boring.
Well, we had a blast making fun of it on the podcast.
Well, sure, that's true.
No,
yeah.
not necessarily watching it.
Yeah.
Are they teaming up again? Are they friends now?
Of course, they're best friends. They
They're
live
best
together.
friends.
It's like Sonic and Knuckles.
They're
And now they need a
best.
Tails.
Best friends.
Yeah.
So
It's going to be rough. Also, I've heard some rumors. I haven't been able to verify this yet, but Carl Urban has been rumored to come back as Dredd
Enough of Judge Dredd.
in a series.
It wasn't even that good of a comic book. 2 failed movies.
We failed movie. Fuck you, Joe. Okay, the first one was a ridiculous Stallone thing,
Okay.
but the Carl Urban one was amazing. It was.
I never saw it.
It was an awesome, underrated cult movie.
Really?
If you're expecting it to be like a blockbuster, no, it was never going to be a blockbuster. It was always going to be one of these like smaller cult movies, and it was great.
it didn't do well though. That's the problem.
Cult movies don't usually do well. No.
Yeah. You said it was a series. It's going to be a series.
That's the rumor.
Yeah.
Bring
I
out this,
haven't been
this
able
Dredd.
to.
Huh.
Like
Yes.
a sequel to this movie?
Yes,
Is
that
the show?
that same character? Yeah.
I am the law. Law.
Well, not that one.
No, not that one.
Not Rob Schneider's not going to be in it. No. And the last thing I had, Minecraft's on track to make $1 billion. They think.
Of course.
So you know what's going to happen for the next movie. Fucking Rock's going to be in it.
Oh, The Rock's going to be in
what's
it.
happening.
Yeah.
Once it's already done, then he comes.
One of the funniest jokes on the internet I saw this week is it was like Jack Black when he hears they're making a Fortnite movie, and then it's Jack Black as like the main Fortnite character who like is like a jacked, like, you know, like a big handsome guy, but it's Jack Black now, of course. That's what, because I mean he looks nothing like the character that he plays in the Minecraft video game. Like, it's so ridiculous. Yeah, please don't ruin Fortnite, Jack Black. Not that I don't think I would have any interest in seeing a Fortnite movie. I'm surprised they haven't made it though yet, honestly. It's the most popular game in the world.
After seeing this make $1 billion, I guarantee you they're developing a script right now.
They probably wrote the script in 2 days,
Yes.
and then they filmed it last week, and they're currently editing it, and that's what takes the longest part.
Yes.
So this movie was basically Jumanji?
Yeah, like
kind of
Like in Minecraft. I thought you create your own character. Like there's a Steve in Minecraft,
yeah.
but he's not a big deal. He's
He's
just
just
guy.
the character that you play as.
You play as him. Everyone plays as him.
Yeah, I mean you can like yes. That's,
Is the
that's
story he was a human that was pulled into this world like Jumanji?
I don't think so. I don't think there is a story in Minecraft.
No, you just build shit.
Yeah.
I got you.
So
Did you see it?
no,
Leo saw it
he
by
saw
himself?
it with friends.
Did he like it?
Yeah.
He's so different than you. He loves everything, Leo.
Well, he's a kid. He's 12 years old. It's based on his video game. The whole movie is apparently references to the video game. So yeah, if you love the video game, it's fan service. But for me, it's the most boring video game I ever played. Like, it's the one game that, like, Leo knows I just can't play with him. Like, it's just so boring.
I might have missed the boat on it because I saw it and I was like, ugh. But I talked to someone who drank before seeing it and they loved it. So maybe that's like the special. The
like,
special key.
they just like shout out references every 5 minutes, and like that's the whole movie. Chicken jockey. I don't even know what that is. So
well, we're old.
Yeah,
it's not for us.
Anything else?
Oh,
all right. What are we watching this week?
I just picked Yellowstone back up because I still haven't finished those last few episodes of the final season.
Oh, okay.
So now that I got through Daredevil, of course I got to go to Last of Us. But I'm trying to finish Yellowstone. I heard from people it was amazing and then it was not great. So,
it's going to be hard when
Kevin Costner. I mean, it's not a spoiler, right? Like
yes,
Kevin Costner,
we all know he's not part of the show.
But like, can I spoil why? Like how they did it in the story?
No.
All right,
whatever. I mean, I don't care.
It's been like a year, I think, since it came out, right?
I think a year's past the
October.
I don't really care if you want to talk about.
I mean, it's the first episode. Like he's dead.
And
it's like a whodunit is kind of what they're going through.
Well, yeah, of course. If he's not going to be in the show, he's going to be dead.
Yeah.
You know?
They rule it as a suicide, but of course, that character would never kill himself. You know,
Yeah.
It's just not a part of who he is. So
it's just hard to do a show when you get rid of the main character.
Of course.
That's never going to work. It didn't work with The Office, and that was a comedy, you know?
Right.
So that's always a problem.
Yeah.
Aaron?
I have a couple. I finally finished Creature Commandos. Great show. Really great show. I was really impressed. Really easy to digest. Only 7 episodes, half an hour each, so you can blow through it real easy. Really fun story. If you loved the latest Suicide Squad movie, the one with Idris Elba, if you liked that, you'll love this. Same type of humor, just kind of
cool
team of misfits, fucking people up. A lot of gore, a lot of comedy. It was a lot of fun.
And it's a cartoon?
Cartoon, yes.
What is that show that's live action that I think it's a Marvel or DC show where it's like a robot dude. It's like a misfit kind of thing. And it's like got a bunch of weird people with weird powers. There's a famous scene where like everyone's having an orgasm in the town at the same time.
Oh, I know
that show?
I know what you're talking about.
Everyone like it's culty. Like people that have watched like it's amazing.
I know exactly.
Everyone
what you're
has like
talking
little
about.
powers.
I can't think of the name. It is.
It might be like The Boys where they invented their own universe and people have powers.
Yeah,
but
that doesn't sound like Marvel or DC.
No. But I thought, well, like Creature Commandos I've never heard of before, and I've been into comics my whole life.
I'm sure the listeners are screaming the name of this show right now.
I know. I'm so sorry.
In like a minute or two, I could pull it up.
I
but
can't
don't
even think
know
of
if
who's in it, so I can't Google it. You know what I mean?
No, but I know what you're talking about, though. But yeah, it's a fun show.
You've seen that too?
No, but I've seen that clip.
Yeah.
I also started watching that.
So hold on real quick. On the level of like Invincible and X-Men 97, where does Creature Commandos fall in?
I wouldn't put it up. Like if Invincible is like a 9 and X-Men 97 is like a 9 or a 10, this show's like a solid 7.5.
Okay.
It's not quite that level, but it's really good.
Yeah.
Doom Patrol.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay. So it was from 2019. It had 46 episodes. I'm trying to think if anybody. It is?
It says it's DC.
I thought it was tied to one of the two.
Yes.
Brendan Fraser is in it. Oh, he's the robot guy, so he just does the voice.
Robot Man.
Anyway, yeah. I've always been like this is one of those shows where it's like I've always wanted to go to it because I've seen a couple of clips that looked insane, but I just never have.
It has great reviews.
Right.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes, 98% for the critics, 77 audience.
It's pretty decent. Yeah, I've had that on my radar for a while. I just haven't gotten to it.
What was the other thing you said?
The other one, I think one of our listeners mentioned this recently. There's a new Kevin Bacon show. It's called The Bondsman. He plays a bounty hunter from hell, tracking down
souls,
demons and shit. I watched the first episode the other day. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's another, I think they're all half-hour episodes. I think it's 8 of them. So hopefully that'll be easy to get through. But it was fun. It grabbed me the first episode. It was good.
Nice. Yeah, I'm still watching The Studio because episodes are coming out every week. There's like 5 episodes out now, and I think there's like 5 more to come. So I love that show. It's easily my new favorite show. It's fucking great. Definitely go check it out.
Hour-long episodes?
Some are like a half hour. Because like one episode is just one scene basically,
Right.
but it's amazing. It's the best episode.
It's on Apple, you said,
Apple
right?
TV. And again, just Google Apple TV free trials. They're everywhere. And you could just like Apple TV. It's
Different
so
emails
easy to
or
find.
what?
No, I've done free trials on the same same email multiple times.
I just started paying for it again because we wanted
Apple
to watch a
TV
couple
doesn't
of
give
things.
a fuck. They're just like, come on, just do it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
please.
And then I also watched this other movie this week, really the other day. It's really good, action-packed, funny. The writing is amazing. The directing, it should have won the Oscar that year. But The Dark Knight is it's such a great movie. If you haven't seen it, it's about Batman. You guys like Batman, right? It's got Heath Ledger as the Joker. I can't wait to see what he does in the next one. It's gonna
Was
be
that the
amazing.
only one that was nominated for Best Film of the Year that year? Out of the 3?
It was not nominated for Best Film. No. That's when like Black Panther became the first superhero movie to be nominated, and that was the same year as Infinity War, and Black Panther was nominated. But yeah, no, of course not. He won Best
such a
Supporting Actor,
phenomenal
obviously, and I think they won sound editing and stuff like that year.
Sound editing.
But no, of course, Slumdog Millionaire won Best Movie that year. You know,
Sure.
Slumdog Millionaire. You know, how often are you like watching, like you're flipping through the channels and you're like, oh, look, Slumdog Millionaire's on. Can't change the channel when that's on. No. The Dark Knight is amazing. I've seen it over 100 times and I still love it every single time. It gets better every single time I see it.
Yeah, right, Beetlejuice kind of.
I love it. So go watch it if you haven't watched it in a couple weeks. All right, so let's do some fan questions. Pop culture junkie Tony Atlas got a skull fracture and woke up wanting to be a doormat. Guess CTE stands for craving toes endlessly.
Oh.
Amazing.
Nice.
Nice.
So real question for all you foot fetish folks. Did you get dropped on your head too?
Yeah, maybe.
I was going to ask this earlier, but I didn't want to put y'all on the spot. Tony Atlas said he got dropped. Did y'all just pedigree each other as kids, and that's why you have this shit?
Dominic tombstoned me on the marble floor. So maybe.
Joe,
But no,
what's
you know
yours?
what? I remember.
I can tell you where I got it.
I remember even before that, because I remember my first. It was when we were at Disney World. I was very young, and there was, you know, how they walk around in the fucking costumes where it's just like a Minnie Mouse with legs. But I was staring at, because the legs were real, and I remember as a very little kid, I was like, she has nice legs. So, what?
The character in the suit?
It was a real woman.
Oh, like
The
in, like-
legs were real.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. I think, you know, again, foot fetish is a funny word that you loop in everyone from Tony Atlas to sniffing like dirty socks. That's just not what I'm into at all. It's disgusting. Like I'm a clean, like, hey, can you shower before we have sex? Like not in the moment, but so I don't know. I had an Elle Macpherson poster and she had like these beautiful, pretty kind of long feet. And I don't know, that just kind of got me into it. And it's not even a thing. Like, it's not like I'm putting a foot in my mouth when I have sex. I don't know. It's just if a woman has ugly feet, it's a turnoff. It's just more that than anything.
I love when these two try to rationalize this shit, and it's like, no. I mean, it's not weird. We just, wash your feet first.
But it's
Totally
not
normal.
though. It's like I'm not trying to smell your dirty feet and shoes. That like don't when you think of foot fetish, don't you think of that? Honest, be honest.
No.
What do you think of?
I think it's a fucking foot. Like, what does a foot do for anybody?
It's a part of the body. You like
hands.
legs?
Sure.
Sure. We all like vaginas and tits because it's a sexual part of the body and butts. But you like legs?
Sure.
You like when a girl has like a nice like line in her neck or nice navel, a flat stomach? I can name all the different parts of the body.
Okay, you're kind of cherry picking fun parts here. Yes.
You don't have to defend yourself here. Like, just be proud of it.
No, I'm trying to understand.
Be like
it.
Tony Atlas.
I'm not trying to defend it. I'm just trying to have it to get Aaron understand it. I think is all I'm trying to do. I'm just saying, like when a
Aaron
woman
and I
has
have already had so many conversations. where
you're
Aaron will
not
never
gonna-
understand.
you're
a
not gonna
foot is
convert
another
nobody.
part of the body that you could like on a woman. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
People like all parts of the body.
Sure.
You know, some people have a hand fetish.
Yeah.
I mean, especially women like guys with big hands. I know about that, you know. Oh, your hands are so big.
Yeah.
And then right inside. All right, The Rizzler. Did you guys go watch the Minecraft movie and have to deal with the motherfucking teens acting like a bunch of social media marks, constantly cheering, yelling, throwing shit during the movie? No.
Yes,
I
I
did not
did.
go and see. Oh, Aaron did. That's
I
right.
did. I sure as fuck did.
I heard Jack Black showed up at one of the screenings that was asking them to not throw shit.
Yeah, fuck off. Come on.
He was like, movie theaters don't even have ushers anymore, so please don't make this place too messy.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. My little guy got so upset we had to leave early. A reminder as to why I don't mind punching out 15-year-olds. This generation is fucked. Pussy entitled soft as baby shit participation trophy winning cunts.
Tough to argue with.
Well said.
Yeah, 15-year-olds are easily the most punchable of all human beings.
Yeah. We don't even know who he is. Wants Josh to spell WrestleMania, but he's not here this week. So let me guess. He's going to go W-E, and then, you know, how the rest goes. Where's the Italian? With rumors of Matt Reeves not coming back to the Batman movies. Oh, that's right. We forgot to mention that.
What?
There's a rumor
Yeah.
that Matt Reeves might bail. He's the director of the Batman, the one with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, yeah. That'll never get made. I've already called that. The
Maybe.
second one, dude, come on.
There's rumors that he might not come back if they delay it again. And again, like, it's not him. It's Warner Brothers saying, like, we don't have any money to make this film right now, so we have to wait a while.
That's stupid to say that. I guess because they need $200 million to make it.
Probably more.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
It's Batman.
But like, this Batman's not about all of that. Like, why would it take that much money?
Because we
to make
still,
his
how many
it's all
pieces-
dark. You can't see anything.
How many piece of shit movies have we seen that cost $400 million?
They flooded a whole
Captain
city
America.
in the first one.
Captain America 4, they said after marketing and everything was like $400 million. That wasn't on the screen either.
Wow.
Yeah. What would you do to continue the story? Maybe have the Joker versus Riddler or Batman versus Penguin to avenge Vic. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I wasn't a big fan of the first movie. None the three of us certainly weren't. So I don't know. I would just do James Gunn's version that they're going to do eventually.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the answer. Or if you're going to hold the course with this, you have to Hail Mary and bring Joker in or something. You have to go both guns blazing.
I mean, Colin Farrell, that show, he did a great job with it.
Yes.
They set it up so perfectly at the end. No one's getting in my way. The bat signal, it was so perfect. I think they'll continue it somehow. Yeah. Amir, and then Josh said to the pretty lady, "Don't put my pecker in your mouth, motherfucker."
That's Josh.
Probably. Yeah. Omar, Joe, whose feet do we want in our mouth? Tiffany Stratton, Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss. Trick question, all of them.
I mean, probably. But if I had to choose one out of all of them, who would I think would have the nicest feet? Probably Liv.
Liv.
That's what
I've
I was
already
gonna
done
say.
the research. It's Liv. Yeah.
Really?
It's Liv.
Alexa
then,
could too.
Alexa.
Then Alexa.
Yeah.
And then Tiffany Stratton.
Yep.
She's, you kill her feet. Chop them off. Whoosh. Yeah.
Bake them home.
Andy Piccone. Okay, guys, how much to let Nia Jax walk on you, and how much would you pay to let Liv Morgan do it? Okay, so Nia has to pay us to crush our chest.
That would like if she put all of her weight on my face. Tony Atlas, they were walking on his face. How the fuck? What is it? Just it's all stone up here.
Well, I think they were like holding on to something so that
You
it's
have to
not
pay me like
full weight.
$100,000 so I can fix my nose after.
You
it
might get a
breaks.
collapsed lung if she walks on your chest.
We just watched an episode where Kingpin crushed a dude's skull. No, thank you.
Goodbye. Is Liv Morgan wearing sneakers? I'm not into that.
I'm out.
It's got to be barefoot.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Then we can talk money.
It's bullshit.
Jack Goodwin, 2 hours in, and this is a crap raw level mania. 3 out of 10. Question for the future: did I get this wrong? I think you got the wrong show. There, Jack Goodwin. This is Hollywood Hogwash, but you're not wrong about Mania. Certainly, the main event was the only thing worth watching. Night one.
Definitely not wrong.
But yeah, that's all for fan questions. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hollywood Hog Pod. Become a supporter of the show at patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. Again, we're starting season 2 of The Last of Us this week, so go check it out. And next week's episode of Dark Side of the Ring, we're going to be covering it right here. It's going to be on superstar Billy Graham, who I don't really know much about at all. Like, just the basics on him.
You have to know this, that when I started watching wrestling, he had just pretty much left WWE.
Yeah.
So I don't even know anything about it.
So that's like black and white television, everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's
so I've
that's
heard,
probably when he started.
I've heard some couple of different weird stories about him. So if it's on a Dark Side episode, I'm very interested to see.
I know that Hulk Hogan stole his entire look, and Hulk Hogan admits it, and his lines too. Like Hulk Hogan admits he stole his look and his catchphrases.
I can't wait to see this. The first Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
they're going to call it.
That should be good.
Yeah.
See you guys next week.